Driven Dave here. A new video, a new day. 5:38 in the a.m. We're tired. Trying to be hydrated and motivated, but it's rough at this hour. Last night, got back. I did a job up in Santa Barbara, and it's a fun job. Although it was outdoors, and instead of having like a stage for us or whatever, I was just in the gravel. So like everything got all dusty, and I don't like playing in the gravel. But with that, all that aside, as far as the car performed, no issues with the Tesla. It ran great. I mean, ran great. That's kind of you get what I'm saying. It was fine. It hit a lot of traffic going up, and very little coming back. I hit the road last night about 10:15 and decided I didn't want to come home with 14% state of charge. And today I have a really, really big drive ahead of me. So I wanted to be, I wanted to have enough in the pack that, after only being plugged in for 4 or 5 hours, I would have, plenty of juice to do what I need to do today, or at least all of the time-sensitive things. So last night, I stopped at 2 superchargers. Yes, 2. And I'll tell you about that in just a second. But first, you know what time it is. Hit that subscribe button. Help me get over 1,000 subscribers so I can monetize my channel. It would really mean the world to me, and I would appreciate it more than you know. So anyway, without further ado, yes, 2 superchargers. I was tired. It was late, and I stopped at one. It wasn't Calabasas. Maybe it was Camarillo. Gosh, I can't remember. Like a while back, I think it was come on, let go, auto steer. That was a little tricky. Gosh, autopilot, chill out, man. When I was in Rancho Mirage, I wanted to find like the slow fast chargers, and so I enabled the 2 lightning bolts or whatever it is on the maps. And so I really wasn't paying attention. I just saw that there was a supercharger right off the freeway. Stopped there. I was thinking, wow, these are some thick cables. That's not what I expected. And I plugged in, and sure enough, we ramped up to 72. And I was like, yeah. It was going to be a 45-minute charge, which granted, like to get up to 90%, like really not bad. I think I was at like 35%, so it was, it wasn't terrible, but it's like, I had to wake up at 4 this morning, so I really wanted, like, it's just one of those nights where, like, every minute counts, and I decided it was worth actually unplugging and hitting the road and finding a faster station. So I ended up stopping in, I believe it's Calabasas. Those of you Tesla friends that live around here, you probably know that one. It's like a really nice shopping center, and to my surprise, at 11:15 in the PM, that place was busy, dude. Like busy, not full to capacity, but there was no waiting. But still, I kind of had to like find a spot. You know what I mean? So. But really good chargers. I can't remember what I ramped up to, but it was quick, and I think it was like the version 3 superchargers. So, I'm pretty sure it was the 250. Anyway, I plugged in. It said it was going to take 30 minutes, and I decided that was fine. Actually, it said 35. So I closed my eyes. I set a 30-minute timer. And when I woke up, I had 3 minutes remaining to get to 90. So, which was really kind of perfect. I think I stopped at around like 88%, and then drove home. I got home about 12:20, 12:25, something like that. So by the time I drifted off to sleep, it was probably, more like 1 a.m. And then 4 a.m. was here, and here we are, a new day. So today, heading to Irvine. I've got a little work there. And then immediately after that, I have to drive to Vista, California, which is just kind of on the northern end of San Diego, off the 15 freeway. And I don't think I've ever been to Vista. I've probably driven past Vista many times, but never actually been there. So that should be really pretty. It's actually my second time to be in the San Diego area this week. I just filmed my friend Danny's car. That was an autopilot fail, by the way, and I should have seen it coming. I was just hoping that the car would make better choices. And I have my hand on the wheel and I'm watching the road, just for the record. But yeah, sometimes this thing just makes the dumbest moves. But yeah, I filmed my friend Danny's car, his Honda Insight. We were down in Carlsbad the other day. And here I am 2 days later. Ugh, man, this truck, not cool. This is a spicy morning, man. Lots to keep a guy awake. But yeah, so look for the Honda Insight video. I'll probably upload that before I upload this. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thank you again, Danny. I know you're not watching, but thank you. And thank you to all my buddies, Joe and Taylor and Steve and Dave and the other Joe and Casey and yeah, this is tough. Early morning. And Roastmaster DeMezzo, you know who you are. Shout out to Colby. So yeah, and many other friends that I'm forgetting. Jeremy, and golly, I'm blanking. But to all my buddies out there, thank you for watching. Your support really keeps me going. Especially, like I said, because we're not at 1,000 yet. So help me get there. Hit that like button. But really, even more important than that is, I just really appreciate all the friendship and all the support. And you guys are awesome. And to everybody out there that I don't personally know, thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me. So here we go. Let's just go over the stats real quick. And I will probably check back in after my first job, on my way to my second. I'm probably going to be filming an OBS truck today. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. It's just nostalgia, just full of nostalgia. But anyway, so we left the house 90%. I did precondition the cabin, so I'm assuming I preconditioned the battery as well. Is that how that works? I think that's how that works, especially if I'm running the heat, which I am this morning because it's cold. So I'm guessing that probably warms up the battery pack too. Forgive me, Tesla people. I'm still new to all of this. I mean, relatively. I haven't done the deep dive on the technical specs, but I am learning slowly as I go, and that's always how I learn the best. Because once I really understand how it works, then I really know. So here we go. So far, 21 miles since leaving home, 165 watt hours per mile. This is always the most efficient portion of the trip. We've got that downhill stretch for about 10 miles, and that makes a big difference. I'm also trying to keep my speed a little bit down this morning. I don't want to go any faster than this. And this seems to be about how fast everyone's going, so that's cool. But yeah, we've still got 84% state of charge, 289 miles. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you will notice that I am I'm doing the percentage now and not the predicted range. And I'm finding that to be a little bit better. And, I was talking with a friend of mine who got one of these as well. And he said, yeah, once I started thinking of it like a cell phone instead of, a fuel gauge, it made more sense. Like, if I keep using the phone like this, if I keep watching this movie or whatever, then my battery's going to, drain faster. And so using the car that way kind of makes a lot of sense. And, plugging it in at home, it does kind of feel like a cell phone. So those of you that have an EV, maybe you're considering getting an EV, whatever, think of it, try and think of it that way, see if that helps you out. It really helped me out. And I think the one thing that really has kind of stuck with me about that is that these cars don't go as far as you think they're going to. And that's just that's the cold hard truth, man. You would think, like, if you had a car that went 358 miles on a full tank of gas, if you filled that tank up to 90%, you would think, oh, well, that should get me, I'm not going to do the math right now, but you would think, like, oh, well, I'll certainly have well over 300 miles, of range. No, definitely not. Because, like, I think that's what I left the house with yesterday to drive to Santa Barbara. That was only 100 and something miles each way. I mean, it's a far drive, but and yes, I could have made it home, but I could have made it home, but I didn't want to arrive that low. So, whereas if you had a car with over 300 miles of range, like, you still would have had, I suppose you'd probably need to fill up, but maybe not. I don't know. It just depends on the car. When I had my Kia, I could easily go 400 miles, sometimes 500, on a tank. So, that Santa Barbara trip would be like a half a tank. No big deal. I'm not saying one is better over the other. It's more of a comment on just how to expect your range predictions. Oh my gosh, I moved over because this dude was going too slow. Now he moves over. Thank you very much. And now he's speeding up. Doofus. Sorry, a little spicy this morning. Anyway, I think I'm rambling too much because I didn't sleep. My apologies. I will check in on the second leg of the journey to Vista, California. And I'm thinking we'll probably do a supercharge on the way back. And I'm curious to see how many miles that is. This is actually my first time bringing this car to the San Diego area, which of course means a whale's wooden ship. Okay, I will see you in a little bit. Shout out, I think that was Harry Kim on the album, and man, sounds great. Anyway, just finished up with part one of the day. Now I'm heading to the next one. In Vista, California, we're showing a 65% state of charge. And what are the other stats? Come on. There we go. I don't know. Guess we're averaging 611 watt hours per mile for those of you EV geeks out there. And yeah, I'm surprised that, like, this, I guess it reset because I was parked long enough. So I don't know how many total miles we're doing today. I mean, it's quite a few. Next one is pretty far away. I think it's about 50, 60 miles. So probably, I don't know, 240, 250 miles total, it would be my guess. And, but yeah, it's a beautiful day. And so far having a good time doing what I'm doing. Just wish I had a little more sleep, a little more energy, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a lovely day. So I'm gonna figure out where it is I'm going, and then I'll check in later. All right, I think I figured out where I'm going. So kind of a fun fact, we're in Irvine now, and this is really like Tesla territory. Like, it's crazy. They are just everywhere. I'm next to a black Model S right now. I'm going to need to get in front of him or her. And that may be difficult because the Model S has some serious juice. See, is that a Performance? Yep, Model 3 Performance in the Midnight Silver Metallic. Another inside joke. But seriously, that's the color. Oh yeah, I got in front of the S, no problem. They weren't trying. And I think a lot of these folks, what is that? I guess that's when you have so much money that you can just buy a treadmill bicycle or elliptical bicycle just to show everyone just how well off you are. I know, but still, I don't have one of those. Heading on to the famous 405 freeway. So my friend Katie said, hey, are you going to have enough juice to do this drive? And that's a good question. I don't know. That is the question of the day. I don't plan on conserving my battery pack. I'm going to put the hammer down like usual. I mean, I should probably do one of those videos where I try to use as little energy as possible. But I gotta be honest with you, friends, it just doesn't sound like fun to me. I'd rather just drive, I used to do that with my Kia. I would really try and avoid the gas pedal and, really try and keep those, the miles per gallon up. And I did get it. I think I got it up to about 250 miles per gallon during the pandemic because I was just plugging in constantly, which was great. But you have to drive so slowly to achieve that. There's a little Model S there, not the one from earlier, another one, and it looks like it's the new body style, wide body and such. I was reading some controversy on Twitter. And those of you Tesla people, I know you're here. I know you're watching. So don't hide. Especially if you have a Model S. I would really like you to chime in. There's someone on Twitter, I think it's Miss Jillian or something like that. She has a Model S. And I thought she was totally pro Tesla. Everything Tesla's awesome, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, come to find out, she's really not pleased with her Model S. Well, she likes her Model S. She hates the service. There are a bunch of little issues that she's having. She's got a squeaky rear seat, and all they did was put electrical tape on it, and they didn't come back. They were supposed to do a follow-up appointment. They never did. And she's just really annoyed with the service. And she's calling them out on it. And I think that's great. And one of the things that I thought was really good is that she really wasn't backing down from her opinion. That there were some Tesla files in there going well, how is that their fault? But it's I don't understand. And I met somebody like this recently. Tesla can do no wrong. Whatever they did wrong, it's okay. It's not a problem. Why is my frunk leaking? On a 6-month-old car, man. Explain that to me. And again, I will always go back to don't take my precious from me. I love my car, but I hate these issues I'm having, and I hate having to deal with service. Something that's coming up in a new video. Spoiler alert. I haven't filmed it yet, which is why it's a new video. It's when I take the car back to have the headliner addressed. Folks, I'm starting at square one on this. I made a new appointment. I have a new roof, right? they don't even know that they're supposed to replace the headliner. Like, it's like we're back at square one. Water ingress damaging the headliner. Please advise. Instead of like, hey, we replaced the roof, order a new headliner. And luckily, shout out to my man Jose at Sentinella. He said, hey, before your appointment, you might want to send them a message and make sure that they ordered the new headliner before your visit. Check it out, Porsche, pretty nice. And so I'm really glad he said that, because I sent them a message and they were like, oh yeah, we didn't have anything about that in our notes. Can you send pictures of where the water's damaging the headliner? I'm like, oh my gosh, I already sent in all these pictures. So that's the annoying thing. On the other hand, my friend Dave, and I talked about this in another video, but if you're just hearing it for the first time now, he said, hey, wouldn't it be great to have just, a single service advisor that could just be your point person for everything? And like, yes, question mark. Yes, that would be great, but that would also be terrible, because what if your service advisor just really sucks? And, let me just take a shot in the dark here that most of them do. And that would be, I know there's some really wonderful people out there, but at the same time, I've dealt with some really shady service advisors at various dealerships. Like, brand really doesn't matter. There were some shady BMW guys, shady Kia guys, shady Nissan guys back when I had a Nissan, Chevrolet. There's really no brand that's immune to it. I think with Tesla, the difference is you do everything through the app, and you go in and you're taking a car that really, unless it breaks, doesn't really need to go in for much of anything, except for, the occasional like brake service and what have you. I understand these do actually require an oil change every 50,000 miles. Why can't I speak? 50,000 miles. The motor, the electric motors have oil in them, I guess, and a filter, like a traditional filter. And those do need changing. Like, it's recommended anyway, I guess. There's a shop down in San Diego that'll do it for $250, which isn't bad. If you think you're doing one oil change, every 50,000 miles for $250, not bad. Not bad at all. And I think if I end up keeping this car, I'll probably end up doing that service, just to be on the safe side. I'm sure I could skip it and be okay, but I'll probably do it. But yeah, what I was saying, sorry, is it lost my train of thought. Just the whole, actually having to take the car in, in general, you're signing up through the app, they address your concern, hopefully, and then you leave. And that's it. Whereas, these traditional dealerships, you go in and they say, oh, well, you're already at 22,000 miles. You should have done the gold maintenance package back at 15,000 miles. So you're way overdue. That's going to give you, for $800, that's going to get you an oil change, and we're going to change your coolant, and then we're going to take a flashlight and look under your car everywhere. That's essentially what they do. And maybe they'll put a bottle of Chevron Techron in the gas tank. It's unbelievable, y'all. And my top tip for all of my friends driving, newer gasoline-powered vehicles, before you agree to any of that crap, open up your owner's manual, find the maintenance schedule, and follow that. Because oftentimes there are things in there that they don't even include on their little gold package or platinum package, whatever. It's just a straight up money grab. And so I really don't miss that. And I do like that about Tesla. They have a great opportunity where they could rake in more money every time you take your car in. They could say, oh, well, your fixed magnet motor, it needs adjustment, and it needs, it needs this service. And most people wouldn't know the difference and say, Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, calibrate it. Yeah, of course. We want, so it's really great that they don't do that, and I commend them on not being greedy in that sense. But it's just, I just think this whole warranty deal is kind of crappy. Like, they're just not, they really are not holding up their end of the bargain. Certainly on my car, I feel that way, and Jillian on Twitter, I can tell she's pretty frustrated with that. And then there's also Zach, I think his handle's like Black Model 3, and they're buying back his Model S. He's taken it back so many times. And what a shame, because it's like such a beautiful car, it's so fast, but his is just falling apart, literally, and it's not very old. So, Zach, I'm sure you're not watching, but if you are, I wish you the very best of luck, and I'm going to be, watching your story. Hopefully you'll keep us all updated on how that all unfolds, because I really hope that you can see that to a good conclusion there. And I think he's owned like 7 Teslas, so it's not like he's new to the brand. And they really do need to take care of him. They need to take care of all of us. And mark my words, in a year, maybe 2 years, the market is just going to be saturated with other really viable options. The new offerings from Kia and Hyundai are really impressive. I guess the Ioniq 6 is just starting to hit the pavement, and it's putting down some really impressive numbers, some really good features, lots of room, very comfortable. I think that could be a Model 3 killer if they do it right. But on the other hand, nothing's really going to be a Model 3 killer, because it's the iPhone of commuter cars. It really is, in the EV space anyway. Let me know your thoughts on that. Really curious, like, what of the new cars coming out are you most interested in terms of, like, I don't know if you want to call them Tesla competitors or Tesla options. Obviously the Ioniq 5 EV6, those are really cool. The Mustang Mach-E, I think Ford's really going to have to step up their tech in that car to really be competitive. But as I understand, it's a really great driving car. If you have a Mach-E, you want to let me have a go, please hit me up. I would love to check that out and get behind the wheel. And also with the Ioniq 5 EV6, I'm dying to drive one of those. So hit me up. And for that matter, if you have, a 1996 Honda Civic and you want to let me have a go at it, drop a comment down below. I'll get in touch with you. Hopefully we can figure out something that works. And I'm happy to plug whatever you'd like to plug on the channel. If you have an Instagram or a website or whatever product service, let's help get your thing out to a larger audience. Because why not? That's fun. And if you have another YouTube channel and you're in Southern California and you want to do a little collaboration, you don't even have to have a car channel, but let's collab. Perhaps my subscribers would like what you do, and your subscribers would like what I do, and why not? It'll just be fun. So I'm just looking at some ways to spice things up, keep things interesting, and just kind of change up the content a little bit. I'm still having a blast. I'm enjoying every video I make, so don't get me wrong. I just want to keep it, fun. And my friends were giving me some good ideas for ways I could have more of a sense of humor with my content, and I really am looking to tap into that. So shout out to the gang, you know who you are. And this is really pretty, by the way. Just a little aside. Camino Capistrano, rolling through historic San Juan Capistrano. It's right over there. Really pretty. If you've never been there, check it out. The Mission, of course, is very beautiful. There's some really good food over there, man. Really, really, really good food. And of course, Chick-fil-A. Is it just me, or is Chick-fil-A not quite as good as it used to be? or maybe I'm just more of a snob now. I know I am. I guess that happens as you get older. I still like their chicken sandwich. It tastes good, but it just doesn't taste as good as I remember it. It's like maybe they grew and they cut some corners. Just guessing. One thing that's kind of cool, and if you look at the map here, you know, you got the water just like that way. And you can almost see it. This is just such a pretty part of California. So if you're from out of state, welcome and check it out. Hey, look, a VW dealership. When are they going to enter the EV race? I mean, I know they have the ID Buzz coming and they've got the ID4, but like, is that it? Like that's all? I just don't think either of those are quite compelling enough to make them a contender in the ring. You know, it'd be cool if they had like just an idea here, Volkswagen, you know, like an electric Passat, or of course they probably don't make that anymore, or the Jetta, you know, something like Model 3 size. That would be cool, and make it cheaper than the Tesla, but just as fast. Just saying. That would be a good idea. Wow, I'm going to be cutting this close. I better check on my map, and I'll check in later. Hey, status report. Checking in. Almost at the second job. Definitely cutting this one close. And I told them I would be, so, you know, it's all I can do. And, yeah, I'm like 2.4 miles away. I hit some heavy traffic, which I think was probably good for my electric charge, but not so good for my getting there when I wanted to. It's all right. I'm not freaking out. You know, I'm gonna make it. Looks like 44% remaining state of charge. I don't have an extra hand to go through the rest of the details for you EV nerds. My apologies. So I think I'm going to just figure out where I'm going. It's very pretty. I don't know if you can see that. But it's really beautiful here in Vista, California. And yeah, it looks like a little golf course over there. I'm going to an avocado farm. We'll see. And I'm thinking I'll probably check in after that. I'll see you soon. Okay. So, getting off the freeway. We're on the 15. Did a 3-hour job outside. And the sun was hot. I'm just fried, man. Fried. So yeah, I had some friends do some Driven Dave impressions this morning. It was pretty hilarious. I'm almost self-conscious, but it was so funny. So in honor of my impressions, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Like, I'm gonna stop here and get some juice. I'm gonna get some juice for the old Tesla. Oh. Terrific. Go ahead and back up here. All right, dig it. Let's go ahead and plug on in. Those of you that haven't seen this, which I'm sure you have, but show you how easy it is. Grab the cable, hit the button, boom. My poor car is so dirty. Inside and out. I need to do a full once over on this. Okay, 11 minutes to continue trip. I want to to nap a little bit. Otherwise, I'm just not going to make it. So go ahead and recline my seat, set up my sunshade, and I'm going to pass out. So I'll check in, a little bit later. All right, I got to know slip start. Oh yeah. I'm not sure which wheel's dug in. Oh, that's kind of fun. Yeah, it just gives you a little bit of slip. Oh my gosh, that's bright. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Slip start enabled. Traction control. Yeah, it doesn't really do much in the dry, but getting a little bit of gravel or whatever, it's kind of neat. I kind of like that. So, we're juiced up. I think I'll turn off slip start. Yeah, there we go. And it's under pedals and steering. That's where it is. That way you can try that for yourself. I guess in my car it's kind of not much fun. If you've got a rear wheel drive, that's the jam. Get a little bit of, it's kind of fun. Juiced up the car. I think I was there for about 25 minutes and had a very intense nap. Not the deepest of sleep. I definitely could use more. It's already on. Yeah, this is the Tesla move, right? Yeah, we're gonna just go ahead and do that. Thank you. Yeah, let's use a little bit of that expensive supercharger energy. Here we go. Whoa. That's still pretty fun. Whoa. Classic charger move. Shout out to my buddy David. He would never drive like that. Now we'll go ahead and catch up. No big deal. So, heading back. Special shout out. So that was the Lake Elsinore supercharger, which I really wasn't paying attention to what was there. I just plugged in and fell asleep. But fairly busy supercharger. Quite a few cars coming in and out. I think I got as high as like 100 or maybe even like 205 kilowatts. I mean, it ramped up pretty well. Hey, there's actually a lake over there. That must be Lake Elsinore. I've never seen it, man. Or have I? I don't think I have. There's another lake out here that I've been to, and it's pretty nice. But yeah, check that out. That's really cool. But yeah, I was charging up everything. Oop, something in the road. Oh boy. No, it's just lawn trimmings. Always have to be on the lookout, even with auto steer enabled. So yeah, I noticed. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, folks. I noticed that there was a Starbucks right there, like right where on the map in the same kind of shopping center where the supercharger was. So perfect time for the bucks. Definitely need to get some caffeine motivation to get home. And I still have some coffee from this morning in my Yeti, but I'm afraid it's probably gone cold by now, as it has been almost 12 hours. I just wanted some fresh coffee. So, classic move. I was on the phone, having a, home called, so I was catching up, and I was just trying to multitask. And so I went ahead and placed my mobile order thought I had found the exact spot. And so I waited a couple minutes. I moseyed on over. I mean, it's pretty much just like from where the supercharger is, you just straight ahead, and you just kind of and up, and there you are at Starbucks. I've been there before, actually. Like, there was another time when I was just in dire need of coffee on the way to a gig in San Diego, I think, and I stopped there just to do exactly what I did, use the bathroom, get a coffee. So I walked in. I don't see my cup anywhere. They're not busy, like, at all. And I said, yeah, is there a mobile order, for me? And she's like, well, we don't have any mobile orders that came in. She's like, are you sure you ordered at the right store? It's like, I told her where I ordered. She was like, oh, that's in Temecula. It's like, oh, dude. I mean, it was my fault, but it was also like the app. I think my phone didn't quite know where I was. But man, shout out to whatever her name was. She was super nice. And really no questions asked. Didn't even need to see my order. She's like, well, we can just make it for you. And she just made it for me. And that was super cool. I mean, granted, it's an easy drink. It's a giant cup full of black coffee. That's my jam. But really super nice of her to do that. I tried calling the other store just to let them know I'm not going to be getting my coffee, but they didn't pick up. So, but yeah, whatever her name was in Lake Elsinore, in that shopping center next to the Jersey Mike's, and there's like a Walmart and stuff. If you know this area, you know what I'm talking about. But very cool of her, super nice. I really appreciated it. It's just nice when you get good service. I complain about the bad service, but you definitely want to accentuate the positive. And so I thank you very much. Coffee's not very hot, but at this point I was like, it's fine, I'll just take it. It was nice of her to do that. So again, very, very nice experience all in all. And the coffee's going to do its job and get me where I need to go. So I'm very, very grateful. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I charged. Let's take a look for all of you charging geeks out there. Yeah, $19.32. Grape Street, I guess, is what you call it. And I wish this screen, and Tesla, I know you're watching, it would be great if you had just a little bit more here, like how much we charged. That would be cool. I know that it's possible to see that somewhere. I'm so tired, I just don't remember. If you remember, let me know. Comment down below. But I'm not seeing that. I'm sure I could just do the math, because I think it was 42 cents per kilowatt hour. But friends, here's where it's important to note that supercharging is pretty expensive. Like, it may not be quite as much as gas, but it's pretty dang close. So I imagine if I had my Kia still, the supercharging I did last night and the supercharging I did today totaled, and we're going to round that up to $20, right? Is that okay? And I'm going to round down last night to $25. So yeah, 1930, yeah. So 20 and 25, $45, right? To do like 2 trips essentially, and really not that many miles. I mean, it was a good number of miles, but not like, I think my Kia would have gone farther on $45 worth of gas. So that's when, like, if you're considering getting one of these, consider that, just with the whole supercharging. I definitely recommend charging at home when you can. I'm kind of rolling the dice at this point in terms of my home charging setup. I do need a better situation for that, but I'm just not sure I want to spend the money to upgrade my panel. And I know I've talked about this before. I'm just not sure that it's, I mean, I don't even know what it's going to cost. If it's going to cost like $200, I would go ahead and do it. But, you know, I think it's going to cost in the thousands. And the fact is, I can charge at home. It's just kind of slow. But it is 15 miles an hour, and that's not, you know, it's not terrible. So, you know, I'm kind of thinking I may just keep going this way and then supercharge when I have to. I think, you know, it's going to take quite a bit of supercharging to equal the cost of, you know, getting a new breaker and all, a new panel, main panel. And then, you know, if you do it permitted, it costs a certain amount. If you do it unpermitted, of course, I would never do that, but, you know, they're kind of two prices there. Just saying. But both of them, I think, would be fairly expensive. So I may ask a few of my friends, see if they have like an electrician they like using in the area. I've got my guy. He's great. He's wonderful. He's like the best electrician I've ever encountered. The quality of his work is amazing. And he's like a general handyman, but he specializes in electricity and plumbing. Guy is just an absolute rock star. But the problem with him is, like, 8 times out of 10 he won't answer. You know, you just can't reach him. So I've just been a little discouraged to even like try and get in touch with him. But I may. We'll see. But yeah, I think it's got 58 miles there, 66 miles back to the house. That's not bad. It's so pretty. If you haven't been, I'm on the 15 north. Look at those mountains all around. So pretty. Shout out to Danny, who hopefully, like, his mustache is healing. I keep encouraging him, but I don't know. I don't think his mustache, he's not allowing his mustache to heal after it was mortally wounded. You know, he's afraid of the awkward period. And I understand, Danny, but you can do it, my friend. I believe in you and your mustache. Until then, your upper lip is just going to be cold. But yeah, Danny knows this drive really well. He's one of the heroes of Temecula. And, you know, every now and then a star is born. Look at that. And I see why he comes back here so often. Because it's nice. And shout out to my my old student Justin, also like one of the sons of Marietta. Great guy, fine player. Yeah, a lot of good stuff out here. A lot of good people from here. Really great trumpet player. Barry Perkins lives out here. He's awesome. Can't remember where he lives, but gosh, he's a good player. Just amazing. Also, quite the car guy. So I'm sure you're not watching, Barry, but shout out to you. You rule. Yeah, I'm just kind of enjoying the sights and sharing those with you right now because, you know, it's kind of fun. All right, that's enough of that. I'm going to go ahead and resume my drive. I'll probably just kind of wrap things up when I get home or close to home, you know, do my usual outro. And, you know, even though you can't talk back to me, it's really fun having you along on my drive. And, you know, with these long form videos, I don't know who makes it this far, but, you know, I'm always just so delighted when I hear from my friends that they actually made it this far. You know, that's really flattering. So, and you certainly don't have to watch these to make me feel good, but it does make me feel good, and I thank you. You know, the editing time and the you know, the airdrop time to get back onto my computer, like these take quite a bit of work, surprisingly. I know it looks like I just did Control T, but it does actually take some time. So I really appreciate it when y'all do watch. It just kind of makes me feel like, oh, well, that was totally worth it then. You know, I'm really glad to have done that. And, you know, I've heard from several people that they like my videos when they're, you know, getting ready in the morning, cooking breakfast, you know, whatever you're doing, you need a little like white noise. So that's great. I'm happy to be your white noise. Yeah, I had some other things to say. I just can't think of them right now. I'm too tired. I'm sorry. But we're rolling. Look at that. That's so pretty. We're rolling. We're at the Cajalco Road exit. And I've got about an hour and 2 minutes to go. That's not bad. It's going to be all right. What a pretty day. I mean, I played on an avocado farm. I don't know why I said avocado so funny, but it was really beautiful. Just so pretty. And yeah, I mean, I got to see a bunch of friends, some people I haven't seen in a long time. Shout out to my dude Andy, really great singer. Haven't seen him in quite a while. And Sahas, good dude. Yeah, several really great people. Jimmy. And yeah, so it was a fun day. A lot of work, you know, a lot of sun, a lot of sunburn, but actually no sunburn. I was wearing sunblock, but it's more just like, there we go, sun exhaustion, you know. Not gonna do the express lanes. Don't really want to pay the tolls today. I've spent enough money just hauling my behind around. All right, so I'm really gonna shut up this time. I will check in as I get closer to home, and we'll wrap it on up. See you soon. Hey gang, made it back. Really happy to be home. It's been a long day. You know, I left at 5:20, and now it's 8 p.m. and went a lot of miles. I don't know how many. I'm sorry, I've failed you all with the particulars, but I guess since charging, I went like 81 miles. So is that good? And average 254 watt hours per mile. Just one heck of a day. I got a free hat. I forgot to feature that. Pretty excited about that. It's a pretty sweet hat. I don't mean to brag. Perks of the job, you know what I'm saying? So that was great. In any case, friends, I'm gonna sign off. And sorry it went all dark here. But yeah, I'm gonna sign off, head inside, check in with the fam. Just so happy to be home. Comment down below if you have any comments, questions, suggestions. You know, if you have a car you want to let me have a go at, I would love that. I kind of want to do like a meetup where we just have a bunch of cars and we're doing content. That would be super fun, and just hang out with my friends. That would be awesome. So anyway, until next time, you know what to do. Stay driven.